Hey everyone, John Denner here from School of Trade. Today we're going to be taking a look at a short trade here on the YM. Now we're looking for a couple different areas for our targets, but the primary first one's going to be 17,440. The second one after that, really we're not expecting a massive move outside of this, so we're going to stack both of them up on 11. That just kind of makes sense for that final target there. Now the overall move that we're looking for right now is down, right? If we zoom out a little bit here, we can see that the majority of the day has been down. Everything has been pointing to the downside pretty much all morning. We had a slight little correction here that kind of worked its way back higher up through here, but then once that kind of finished itself off, it pushed right back under the EMA, and now we're looking for a nice big old wave pattern to the downside, right? So that's kind of what we're looking for right now. It is a big wave pattern, right? It's the full size wave pattern. So because of that, in terms of the setup itself, this may take a little bit of time. We're still really early in the morning, especially for the Dow. We're only going on 7 o'clock, a little bit after. So in terms of what we're seeing right now, this could take 2-3 hours before we actually see this thing fall out of bed and kind of go in the direction that we're looking for, but everything else looks absolutely perfect. Big old downtrend on the day. We had a little bit of almost what looks to be a trap on the highs and then an immediate cycle right back to the downside. So it's telling us for sure we're looking to the bear side. We're just waiting for an opportunity to hop in, and we're in that opportunity right now. So we're sold at 8 short because it is the Dow. It ticks at only $5 a tick, so I like going double size on it. But we're short here at 17,465. 8 contracts, looking for the first target at 17,440. If we can get that first target filled, we're looking for a total of 25 ticks on that first one, and looking for the final target down here at 411 for 54. So if we can get all these filled, we're taking 4 off at 25, pretty easy there, we got 100, and then 4 more off at 54, right? So we're looking for a total possibility of 316 ticks, right? So there is a really big potential for a huge amount of profit on this trade. And at 316 ticks at $5 a tick, we're still looking at $1,500, $1,580 if you want to get specific on the downside. So looking for a really, really possible nice move to the downside and a really good opportunity to lock in a good chunk of profit. So just need to give it a little bit of time. Again, it is pretty early, so you might see this thing just take its sweet time getting there. But first target at 17,440, and that's where we're headed next. All right, sellers back in, coming back down, and we're reattempting the 17,442 level. We got a double bottom there earlier, and that moved into a double top, and now we're back down to a double bottom. We're going on an hour in the trade, right? We got short at 7:02. It's 8:01 right now. So we've been in this one for quite a while. There's a good chance that we're going to be really close to the front of the line, but we are getting close here. We're seeing those sellers come back in. Looking for that first target still at 17,440, and this is kind of what was expected, right? We were expecting this to take a decent amount of time, given not only the day type, but given the fact of how early we got into the trade. So at this point in time, we're breaking down that double bottom. That double bottom happened after a double top. We're seeing everything really start to line up here, and we're continuing to stay back underneath the cloud. They did kind of attempt back up again here with a double top high. We're kind of seeing that in sort of a pattern, double tops, double bottoms. They double topped on this high right off of the BMT here at 17,474, came one tick from our stop, and then actually turned all the way back down again, and now we're looking at potentially taking our profit here relatively soon. So still looking strongly. We just need to see them really kind of start to pick up some speed. We have a little bit of news at 8:30, but really not much else in terms of what to expect. So, overall, we're not expecting this to just blow up and go crazy. It's been a relatively slow move down. Now, all of this movement that we're seeing here is really kind of coming off of the backs of some bigger news that came out this morning that really kind of shook everything up, right? We saw some stuff out of China that really kind of made things go a little bit bonkers this morning, early morning, talking 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And that's where a lot of this movement came from, right? You got this big old hammer down yesterday at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and we're seeing that kind of continue that trend back to the downside. So there we got our target filled at 17,440. So because we got the target filled, stop and go to break even. There's more than enough fluctuation in the market to go to break even without much hesitation. And honestly, based on what we're seeing, every time one of these double top or double bottom hold without breaking through, you could easily lock your stop in along with it. And we did have that double top right here at 454. So because of that, we could just lock down to 456, right? So that's where our stop's going to go, 456. If it does come back and stop us out, we still lock in about 10 ticks on the trade, well, 9 ticks on the trade. But overall, we've been seeing these double tops and double bottoms hold relatively nicely in terms of areas of support or resistance. So as long as they don't break, we should be good, right? We saw that spark off this move earlier, double bottom, ripped higher, right? Double top, rip back down again. We had a double bottom, and that broke, meaning that the double top held. So that's going to be our area of resistance. 17,456 is where the stop is. Looking for continued movement down to 17,411. Hopefully we get out of bed and kind of get moving a little bit faster here, but still got about a half hour, 25 minutes or so until that news comes out. That might actually get it bumping a little bit faster. But so far so good. We got an hour down. Might be another hour till we get that last bit. All right, sellers coming in. We're coming one tick from the target. There, we got it filled. Beautiful move to the downside. It just took its sweet time, that's for sure. We actually didn't have to pause it very much longer after that first target. It's only been about 10 minutes since then. But we got that final target filled at 411. Finally got the push down. Going on about an hour and 15 minutes or so in the trade. Beautiful move to the downside. Big old wave pattern to the downside to follow up with that bigger news this morning. And it didn't challenge us a whole lot. It came close to our stop earlier here at 718 or so when it double topped up there. But after that, it just kind of got hammered to the downside, never really looked back. It paused a little bit ahead of that first target. But once that first target broke back down again, we got that target filled. It's just been a straight drop since then. So you could easily try to hold on for a little bit more, but we're seeing that movement not really support huge extension targets, right? We're not looking for 17,380 or 17,349, at least not in one move. It hasn't really been that parabolic, but you could try to look for a little bit of a larger target, leave your stop back above that double top, and just let it ride, right? That's the option right now. But overall, we're done with the trade. $1,580 on the trade. Again, $5 a tick. That's 316 ticks on the move down. Beautiful move. So that's exactly what we're looking for. Did exactly what we thought it would. Just had to make us wait a little while. Good old Dow before the market opened. So that's going to be it for us. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out the trial at schooloftrade.com. And as always, we'll catch you next time.